Box by Alice in Chains. The song is in E flat, but I'm playing it in E standard so that it's accessible to anyone who's playing guitar. So you should be able to play this with a toy acoustic guitar. Any type of guitar that you have that is tuned properly, you can play this song. I'll link the actual song tuned up half a step. The guitarist of Alice in Chains uses something called a talkbox to get his tone. I'm not using a talkbox in this song because most people who play guitar don't have a talkbox, so I'm using a wah pedal. That doesn't mean you have to have a wah pedal to play the song, but that is where the tone is coming from. So in the beginning, we're playing this really unique chord. I have it labeled as a D sus2 no 5, okay? So that's just a complicated way to say it's an E note and a D note. So that's how we're gonna start it. We're gonna do a scratch, and then we're gonna slide down. So I'm just doing it from the 12th fret. Then we're gonna land on this E sus2 no 5 chord, for lack of a better term. So I've got my first finger on the 5th fret of the A string here, and I'm just gonna pluck the low E string and the A string like this. The pattern goes like this. And then that kind of repeats throughout the song. That's the rhythm theme of this song. First off, plucking these two, and then I'm muting these strings with my middle finger, ring finger, and pinky. So I tilt my hand a little bit, and I mute, right? So I've got, and then I'm doing a scratch. After it's muted, I'm doing a scratch. So I've got strum, mute, scratch. And then I'm gonna go strum, mute, strum, mute, scratch. So I'm going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2. And then at the end of this phrase, I've got this lick. Open E string, hammer on from 5 to 7 with your first and ring finger on the low E string, right? And then first finger, 5th fret of the A string. So I've got, so that whole first part goes like this. Transition into the lead section of this song. Again, I am using a wah pedal, so if you have a wah pedal and you want to have this kind of tone, or if you even have a talkbox, hook it up. The way you do a talkbox is like basically the same way that you're using a wah pedal. With the wah pedal, every time I strum the open E string in the 5th fret of the A string, I'm going to kick forward. And then on the other two, I'm just coming back. So it's forward, back, back. If you have a talkbox, it's just going to be like this. You're going to have the tube up to your mouth, or the microphone up to your mouth, and you're going to go It's a cool effect to kind of like figure out EQ for yourself. Play any song on your phone, and then put the speaker up to your mouth and go like this. And it makes a cool kind of wah-wah sound, which is essentially what this pedal is doing. Then we're going to go into the next section, which is the lead melody part of the song. So this is essentially just kind of moving a box shape. So I've got 9 on the D string, with healthy vibrato, and then 7 on the G, and then I'm going to pluck that and hammer on to 9 with my ring finger on G. So I've got this. And then on the D string, I've got 7, hammer on to 9, and then you're on 5 of the D string, and then you hammer on from 5 to 7, and then you got 5, and you're gonna do a half step, super sexy bluesy bend, and you're gonna end on the 7th fret of the D string, and then you're gonna end with that lick. So it sounds like this. If you're using a wah pedal or a talkbox, you just kick forward every time you actually are playing the note. And then we go into the pre-chorus section. This super cool blues lick. I got my first finger on the 3rd fret of the low E for G, and then instead of putting my ring finger on the 5th fret of the A string like I would a normal power chord, I'm gonna put my middle finger there and play that twice, all muted. And then my pinky is gonna go to the 7th fret of the A string, and then it's gonna lift back up, and then I've got 5 on the A string again. So I'm doing this. And then I repeat that like a whole bunch of times. And this whole thing is palm muted, so I'm using the side of my hand here. So I'm basically gonna put it on the bridge and then move it to the left slightly, so it's choking out the strings. So here's an open note, here's palm muted. My palm is touching the E string and the A string. For this section, I turned off the wah pedal, so I clicked the button and there's no wah on this part. It is up 4 times, and then switches back to that rhythm thing. So that fill before the first chorus goes like this. I'm hammering on from the 5th fret to the 7th fret of the A string, and then back to 5. And then on the low E string, I'm gonna go 7, 6, 5, 3, and then we're in the chorus. So the chorus goes like this. I'm gonna do an E5 chord, so that's just this. Alright, so I open E, my first finger is barring the 2nd fret of the A string and the D string. I'm just holding it, 1, 2, 3, and I'm strumming on the end of 3, and then I'm strumming on the end of 4. The end of 4 is the new chord, so the next chord is G. This G chord, I'm not playing the high E string, I've got my ring finger on the 3rd fret of the B string. So middle finger, 3rd fret, low E, 1st finger, 2nd fret of A, ring finger, 3rd fret of the B string. Same exact thing, 1, 2, 3, This next chord is a D chord. I'm just doing normal D, 1st finger, 2nd fret of the G string, ring finger, 3rd fret of the B, middle finger, 2nd fret of the high E. Same exact strumming pattern, and then we've got an A chord. So instead of playing it like this, I'm playing it like this. So I've got my 1st finger barring the 2nd fret of the D string, G string, and B string. 1, 2, 3. That's that little lick. I'm just going open, E string, 3rd fret, adding vibrato. So the chorus sounds like this. Times, and then we go right back into the lead melody. Do that 1 time, and then you're back into. This happens 2 times. Pre-chorus 2, it's a bit different. It goes like this. You're doing the normal pre-chorus twice, so 1, 2, and then we're doing this lick that's happening here. I'm just going 5 on the A string once, and then twice, open E, and then 5 on the A, open E, and then 5th fret of the A string, and then open E. So, and then we're back into the rhythm thing. And then right here, we're doing another fill, which is this. Essentially just barring the 14th fret of the G and B strings, and I'm bending a half step up, and then back down. And I'm doing it again. And then 12 on G and B, and then 14 on the D string and G string, barring with my ring finger, and then 12 on the D string and G string with my 1st finger bar. Right into the chorus. Okay, so we do the whole chorus normally, and then the solo starts up. So the solo, we're doing this for like 4 bars. What that is a hammer-on and a pull-off. So I'm hitting the open D string, and then I'm kind of using my finger as a hammer to get that E note, and then I pull it off. You do that for 4 bars. So I'm hammering on from 7 to 9 on the D string, 7 to 9 hammer on the G string, keep that note going, and then bend a full step, and then bend back down, pull off to 7, 9 like a full bend. So this. And then we're going to do this boomer bend, right? So what I'm doing here is I've got my first finger on the 8th fret of the B string, middle finger 9th fret, my ring finger's on the 10th fret, and these two fingers are just going to be there to support the bend, right? I'm not going to bend with one finger because that hurts and it sucks and you don't really ever hit the note properly, right? You want a sufficient amount of muscle on your bends. So if you're trying to get the right note, a good way to practice your bends is to target the note. So I'm playing this. I want to try to get this B note, the 12th fret. So I'm going to hear that note, and then I'm going to bend up to it. Right? So we're just going to bend, and then I'm just picking on my right hand like this. I'm just essentially bending up, back down, pulling off to the 8th fret of the B string and ending with my middle finger on the 9th fret of the G string. So again, so my middle finger slides from 9 to 14 on G. My first finger gets the 12th fret of the B string, and then my ring finger hammers on and pulls off from the 15th fret of the B string. So it's like this. And then I do that again. Then I'm just going to slide from 15 to 17 on the B string, give it healthy vibrato. Then I'm just going to go 15, 17, and then 15, 17 on the high E string. On the 17, I'm going to do a full step, bend, and then back down. And then pull off back to 15, and then 17 on the B string. And then I'm going to end 12 on G, and then 14 on G. And just give it a wild bend. So this. And then we're on the next part of the solo. So you basically just slide out of that and you end on the 3rd fret of the low E string. G, and you're going to scratch twice. So. And then 5th fret of the D, and then 7th fret of the A. And then 2 scratches after that, so it's this. And then we're going to go. I'm hammering on from the 7th fret to the 9th fret of G. And then I'm scratching. And then I'm hitting the 8th fret of the B string, and I'm scratching twice after that. And then I'm using my ring finger to bend from the 10th fret to the B note on the B string, like that. And then I'm coming back down. And then I'm 8th fret of the B string, and then 9th fret of the G with my middle finger. A lot of staccato notes here. So I'm hitting it and then lifting it up. And then I'm doing this thing. So that's essentially 12, 11, 10 with my pinky ring finger and middle finger on the B string. And then 8 on the B string. And then I'm plucking the 8 again and hammering on a 10. So it's this. So after that, I'm going to bend on the 8th fret of the B string. And then back down. And then 9th fret of the G with my middle finger. And then while I'm holding that note, my ring finger is going to get the 10th fret of the high E string. And then my whammy bar is going to help me out with some vibrato there. The next part, I've got 12 on the high E, ring finger gets 15 on the high E, and then I'm going to bend up like this, and back down, and then pull off the 12, so, and then my ring finger gets 15 of the B string, and then I do a scratch down and up, so it's this. And then I'm just going to bar the 7th fret of the G, D, and E, and I'm going to go down, up. So down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to hit this G major chords. Middle finger is on the 12th fret of G. Ring finger is 12th fret of B. First finger is 10th fret of high E. I play that twice. And then open. And then I've got. So I'm sliding from 3 to 5 on the low E string, ending with the 7th fret of the A string. I'm going to scratch 4 times, so down, up, down, up. And then I'm going to go ring finger on the 7th fret of the D string. I'm going to do a full bend, and then 5th fret, and then 7th of A, and then 5th fret of A, and then 7th fret of A, and then 3rd fret of E, and then 7th fret of A. That's the whole solo. Learn it at your pace and then try to play along with it. You can adjust the speed on the YouTube video. Go to the settings icon and just adjust the speed. That's great for playing along with it, right? So try to get it at a slower speed first and then slowly increase it. But the first thing you have to do is learn the notes, right? Have them memorized. And that, if this is one of your first solos, that might take a couple days. This might take a week. This might take 2 weeks. Be patient with yourself because you will get it, but you have to revisit it a lot. I revisit stuff all the time. Keep going at it, and then after a while you'll get it. So here's the solo, slow down. Then we're back into the chorus and we play that as normal. That last part of the song is the lead melody, and you're just going to play that normally twice, except for on the last bar you're going to do a new fill, which is this. So what I'm doing there is I'm just going to bar the 14th fret of the G, B, and E strings, play that twice, and then I'm going to play the 12th fret barring of the G, B, and E strings 3 times, and I'm going to slide out. Thanks for watching, guys. I do private guitar lessons on Google Meets, and I have the tabs for this song. I pretty much just take a custom approach to whatever you're trying to learn. Check out my stuff at www.jessewormington.com/lessons. You can also support me on Patreon. You can listen to my music on any streaming service. You just type in Jesse Wormington and I'm there. If you guys have any further requests for songs or lessons or anything like that, just leave a comment. Subscribe if you want to. And have a good day. Thanks.